Time now to get over the kitchen and check in for the first time with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher. Judi?
It's pork chop day. I love to cook nice, big, thick pork chops, whether I'm going to grill them outside or roast them in the oven or use my griddle pan. The key here is we're doing a coffee crusted pork chop. I think it's a brilliant use of using a bold flavor and marrying it with some other seasonings. You can use Moroccan seasonings. If you have a little jar of maybe a steakhouse seasoning that you want to use, fantastic. Make your own blend by using other blends. So you're going to do the uber blend of all blends today. We're going to take our thick cut pork chops that we got over at the Fresh Market on sale, always a good thing. We let them sit out for about 20 to 30 minutes to get a little bit more to room temperature so they'll be juicy. We're going to make the blend and then we're going to do a little stir fry with pre-chopped vegetables to save you time in the kitchen with cranberries. So stay with me. It's a flavorful day here in the kitchen with coffee crusted pork chops. Welcome back. Okay, we're going to take some instant espresso. When you're using the ground coffee, you want to use the instant because basically you want it to melt away into the meat, and you don't want your friends to be picking out coffee grinds from their teeth, right? So use that instant and just make this blend. Now for me today, I'm using a combination of Moroccan seasonings and a steakhouse blend, and of course traditional salt and pepper. So you want to coat your pork chops pretty liberally with them, and once we get them in the pan, we'll work on the other side. Okay, let's get a little more right over there. Now we've got the pan going on a nice high heat, and I have the temperature in the oven at set about 400 degrees, so we can finish them off in the oven. What you don't want to do is burn the outside and not have it cooked enough in the inside. But you know, I grew up with my poor mom always, you know, back in the day, it was you cooked your pork well done. Well, it's not so anymore, folks. So I want to make sure that you understand that. So as I sprinkle my espresso blend onto the pork chops, look at that, boom, perfect. Now I can take my gloves off, okay? Save a pinch of seasoning for the end. We have salt and pepper already on the pork chops. I tend to put my salt and pepper on right at the end. I don't like to salt and pepper them, then let them sit because the salt is going to extract moisture from the pork chops, which we love. So that is going to be going great. Now let's talk about the next steps. The next steps are, to save time, I went over and I purchased some chopped vegetables because, yeah, even chefs are running around and time is essential and not everybody loves to chop. For me, I like washing the vegetables and chopping them. That's kind of my favorite part of the meal. But for so many people, you don't have a lot of time. This is a great way. And if you're cooking for one or two, you don't want to have to commit to buying too much. It might be more expensive to buy it already cut, say about $10, but in the long run, you're not going to throw out ingredients too. So now we have our wok pan, always an essential to keep in your kitchen. I'm going to add a little oil to that. I happen to have olive oil out. Normally, I might just use some vegetable oil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add my apples, some Honeycrisp apples or Fuji apples. It's our summer take of pork chops and applesauce. So when we come back, we're going to stir fry up a little more goodness and bring this whole meal together. I think you're just going to love it. Okay, welcome back. Our pork chops with that beautiful espresso crusted seasoning blend. Lots of varieties of seasonings in here are searing off really well. Love the bone in and love the thicker cut. So in this pan, in my wok pan, I have the apples in a little oil, and I'm just bringing those apples up to temp. I really don't want them to cook, I just want them to heat up. Now we're going to add some dried cranberries. So this is kind of a summer playful way of incorporating some of the flavors that we love with apples. We love with pork chops, and we're making it brighter with summer. So now I'm taking the stir fry. Like I said, I purchased it already cut up at the Fresh Market, and it's just really a quick way to be able to cook. Now remember, certain things take longer to cook than others, but what I'm looking at this meal is really fast. What does that mean, really fast? It means that it's okay if the asparagus is really crisp, and it's okay if the snow peas are a little more tender than waiting and doing everything differently. The key here is to just have them crisp and fresh and get that nice flavor. Now we don't need a lot of seasoning over in this pan. So what I like to do to just kind of get your brain thinking, these flavors really marry together, just that dusting that's left from the pork chops, let's go ahead and just dust that in there. And just a pinch of salt to bring up that flavor, and a pinch of fresh ground pepper. There, that's gonna be great. I would say it's gonna take about 3 minutes total, and these veggies are done. And like I said, they're really bright and flavorful. If you didn't use the apples, and it is summer, you might think about putting in some plums, just, obviously not with the pit, just wedge them as well. Or some mango. If you're using the mango, add it at the very end because it doesn't really need to cook. The heat from the vegetables can bring that up. I'm gonna take a quick peek at my pork chops. Once they're turned over and they're seared, oh yeah, look at this. They're seared on the next side for about 10 minutes. They're going in a 400-degree oven. So they'll be perfect. When I come back, it's ready for a taste and plate it up. So here we have it. These beautiful coffee crusted pork chops, nice and thick, have that great coating on it, cooked to a medium rare. And then I have the vegetables, asparagus, summer squash, cabbage, and I just added some Honeycrisp apples in the very beginning, and there's still that crispness to them, a little sweetness to the vegetables. And I also just cooked up some frozen sweet potato waffle fries. I love to serve this dish with mashed sweet potatoes as well, because it just reminds me of those great flavors that we love, but this is more summery. So you can find this recipe and so much more. Go on mysuncoast.com, click on the dining page. You're gonna see some great restaurants up there, some great events that are happening around town in the food world, and of course our recipes. While I enjoy my lunch, I'm gonna send it back to you.